And hello there, welcome to the Red October Network. This is Stefan Cassadee, reporting for duty. Thank you for watching here on the Red October Network. I took a little bit of time off, as I told you before, but I decided to come back a little early from my vacation to talk about State of the Union. And I don't usually engage in politics here on the Red October Network. I try to keep a little kind of anti-political and just talk about issues, but there's one thing that popped up, and actually it is quite apolitical. It's the minimum wage laws. If you watch the State of the Union 2 nights ago, because it's 11 o'clock here, but it was last night right now, you may have noticed that Obama said something about raising the minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $9 an hour. Now, for a lot of people, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a lot more. But it kind of fails in a way. And so in this video, I'll tell you a little bit about how it fails. So, anyways, the first thing the minimum wage law is going to do is it's going to inflate the money supply. I said it there. Okay, so I'll give you an example. This is a Sega Nomad. In 1996, I paid $159 for it, when the minimum wage was $4.25 an hour. And so, right now, this, if it were new, would probably sell for about $250 because it's 2012. Now, my point is this: when you increase the minimum wage, you tend to make money cycle through faster. So if I'm selling this for 10 hours of labor, you know, we set it at that because it takes 10 hours of labor. I don't know if it really takes 10 hours of labor, but we're making this for 10 hours of labor. So under current law, this would be $72.50 in labor. Under Obama's suggestion, it would be $90. So obviously, you can't change how much labor this costs, but you've just raised the price $17.50, or was it somewhere in that neighborhood? So there's your problem. It's not going to change that. Now, who does the minimum wage affect most? Well, it affects people like me, who don't have a job in their field and work a minimum wage. Minimum wage jobs are supposed to be a gateway. They're not supposed to be a career choice. So if you think about it, in the meantime, what will happen is, yeah, you increase the minimum wage to $9 an hour, but in the industries that pay minimum wage, retail, food service, you know, that kind of stuff, dry cleaning, all those costs are going to get passed on to the customers. Because the one thing that businesses try to do is they try to remain profitable. And so if they're charging me $90 for this, whereas they were charging $72.50 for our Nomad, yeah, we'll pass it on. At $17.50, it's going to go to the consumer. Now, I'll make a second point in that it is going to make the rich richer. And here's why. When this Nomad comes from the distributor will pay $72.50 for it, and they'll sell for $90. I'm not selling for $90, but it costs $90 to make it now. So a lot of corporate policies in retail suggest that there is a common markup for items. It can be 5 times, it can be 4 times, it can be 10 times. And so they'll sell this, whereas maybe it was selling for, I don't know, I'll just do it twice. I'll do a 2 times or 5 times markup. So it'd be selling for $3.75. So now it's selling for $4.50. So now you've gone and you've created how much money off the markup? $175. So now you're having trouble because you've just made the owner of the video game store $175 richer, but meanwhile you've only made the person who made this $17 richer. So all that goes back up into that, and it goes right back up into the CEO. They've just made the business corporation has made the 175 minus the 1750, so it's $153. So you see, now there's a real problem. Now, in addition with that, for the people who are making minimum wage, it is going to hurt them, because what that's going to do is that not only will their savings be worth less, but in addition to that, they will be spending the same amount of money, because all the people who do the essential services, eating, the food and everything, they're all going to have to pass these costs on. So, if we're having chicken, sorry, but say sorry to the peep, but if you're having chicken, and chicken's $5 now, if they have to increase the price by the amount for the minimum wage, say they have to increase it 20 cents, then, it's not going to go to profit, but using the markup, it's just going to make everything cost more. So there's a real problem with that. Now, a lot of my liberal friends say, well, why don't you lower it to 50 cents an hour? And I will say this for now, actually, it would kind of work, because if you lowered it to 50 cents an hour, yeah, you wouldn't be able to save any money, but you're not saving. I don't know anybody who's working minimum wage besides me who's actually saving any money, but in some sense, if you lower the minimum wage, you'll make prices more competitive. I still think businesses who want to acquire the best talent will go out and acquire people for, they might only pay them $5 an hour, but at the same time, the businesses that don't pay enough are going to wither away. So it makes it more competitive. So, what are some solutions? Well, I think, for one, if you go and if you increase the minimum wage, you have to do it in tandem with making sure that we can get people off the minimum wage and get them to better paying jobs. And I think that's one of the things that Obama was trying to indicate, but it does nothing but inflate the money supply. And to be honest with you, the thing that I think that Obama had, kind of sitting in the back there, if you really looked at it this way and really gave some thought, if you raise minimum wages, you can, because income taxes are a percentage. And what do income taxes do? They pay debt. So if you want to pay off a $4 trillion or $14 trillion debt, inflate the money supply. Because say you make the minimum wage $500 an hour, or $1,000 an hour, or whatever. That doesn't change. But the ability for somebody to pay it off becomes greater without actually adding any worth to it. So that's probably what Obama was trying to do. He was trying to service the debt which he has run up. And so I think Huffington Post made a good case for this. It just issued today. It was an article by let's see, I gotta pull it up, by Jim Kuhnhen, Kuhnhenn. But you know what? It just gets passed on, and it's going to make rich people richer and poor people poorer. Just put it that way right now. And to be honest with you, it's a complex problem. And so you'll pass on the nomad costs to everybody else. And it genuinely does not work. What we do need to do, and this is another solution, is we need to lower the cost of living. I can tell you this right now, Obama's food price inflation has gone up significantly. When I was little, we had 5 people in our house. It only cost $150 to shop for 5 people. Now there's 5 people in our house, it costs $500. My first car was a 1990 Cavalier. It was under $10,000. A car like that now runs about $27,000. And you know, this is the case. You know, and inflation stinks. Now, I have to tell you the honest truth, if you really wanted to make a difference between the so-called liberal idea of decreasing the difference between rich and poor, then instead of going out and causing inflation by raising the minimum wage, why don't you start taxing income like, you know, like gold and silver, stocks, everything that we've tried to make it very hard to get rid of, and to essentially cost. Because I have gold and silver, you've probably seen it before. I don't pay any taxes on it because I have it shipped from out of state. Yeah, there's a use tax, but you know, you can bypass it. But I have to say though, and I have you know, I have stocks and mutual funds. I never pay anything on them. I don't have that much, but if you think about it, it's much easier to hide wealth than it is to hide personal work income. And so that's really where it ends. And if you tax stocks and mutual funds, you'll raise money, but you'll also make it so more people can get some say in the game. There's your answer. So, anyways, we're going to take a break now. I will be going to a car show on Friday, 2013 car show at David L. Lawrence Convention Center. We're going to have some videos up. I never really posted the 2012 ones. They're hiding. So, but anyways, we'll have some 3D pictures, and I hope you will enjoy them. So until now, or until then, Stefan Cassadee here. See you later here on the Red October Network.